Let's call this video Journaling 101. And let me say this first because this is where people get stuck. There is no right way to journal. And if you're waiting to know what to say, you're never going to start. Journaling is not about being articulate. It's not about pretty handwriting. It's not about spelling things correctly or sounding healed or wise or super calm. It's about sitting your ass down and writing. That's it. Getting everything out. You don't need to think. You don't need to plan. You certainly don't want to filter yourself, and you don't need to reread every sentence wondering if it makes sense. Put your pen to paper and just keep going. I don't care if your handwriting's messy. I don't care if you repeat yourself 100 times. I don't care if every sentence starts with I don't know. None of that matters. You just have to keep writing. Some of the most healing moments in my own life have come from journaling. Not because I was trying to heal, but because I finally stopped editing myself. I always tell this story. After one of the most horrendous breakups of my life, I sat outside on my deck and I cried while I wrote. I was so angry, like body shaking, gut level angry. And I pressed my pen so hard into the paper that indentations went down 5 pages deep into the random spiral notebook that I was using. I wrote for what had to be close to an hour, outside in the dark, me, my random spiral notebook, and a pen. No structure, no prompts, no insight at first, just rage, grief, confusion, and finally truth. And when I stopped and I later reread it all, I realized something really important. I wasn't angry about what I thought I was angry about. I saw patterns. I saw grief I hadn't named. I saw boundaries I never held. I saw parts of myself that I had been swallowing for years. That's the magic. That is the magic. Clarity comes after the mess, not before. Journaling is meant to be freeing. It's meant to open things up. It's meant to get out all the shit we keep trapped inside of our bodies, the resentment, the sadness, the fear, the anger. Out of you and onto paper, it loses all of its power. When it stays in your body, that's when it starts to run the show, right? When it's on paper, you can look at it. It feels less heavy. You don't need to be deep. You don't need to be insightful. You don't even need to sound evolved. You just need to sit down and start. If you're stuck, here's how you begin. Literally sit down, and the first sentence can be, I don't know what to write, but here I am. And then you just keep going. That sentence alone has cracked people wide open. And this isn't about doing it right. This is just about telling the truth without an audience. And that's where the healing happens. If you've always thought that journaling wasn't for you, maybe it is. Maybe you just didn't know where to start, or we were overthinking it too much. This is your permission slip. Sit down, write, and don't stop. Let it be messy. That's the work. And I promise you're going to feel so much lighter.